I'm sorry to interrupt all of your champagne and beautiful brunch, but it is time to kickstart the event today. So, thank you very much for making your way here today. We are incredibly excited to welcome you here this morning to Mahindra Advanced Design Europe at Banbury in Oxfordshire. We have an electrifying experience lined up for you today. So on this landmark day in the Mahindra story, we hope not to just bring you a whole load of information and a story information into the electric journey that we're about to embark on, but this will also be an incredible glimpse behind the curtain and into Mahindra's operations as you're taken through this physical journey of the Mahindra campus. So, without further ado, let's welcome to the stage Chief Design Officer, Mr. Pratap Bose.
Thank you. Wow. So, first of all, thank you all for making the time to come join us from all over the world. Dilbag landed from Seoul at 9 o'clock and has come directly here. Our friends from India, from Germany, from France, from all parts of the world. So I would love to welcome today our group chairman, Mr. Anand Mahindra, who has joined us very, very graciously. The senior leadership of Mahindra, including Anish, some of our board members, our GEB members, of course my colleagues, Rajesh, Vinod, Velu. It's such a joy to see you all here. You know, when I joined on 24th of June last year, I don't think I could have dreamt that we'd be in a year in this place showing you our brand new design studio and 5 cars. It's beyond my imagination. Rajesh said it'll be quite a fun ride. he didn't define fun as sleepless nights, but it's been amazing. Leaders of the British government are here, our investors, our partners, my colleagues, the design team. A little bit of a cheer. This studio, M.A.D.E, is headed by Cosimo Amadei, who's the director here, and standing next to him is Ajay Sharma, who heads our India design studio. Last but not the least, in fact, most importantly, all my friends from the media. I have known all of you for years, and you have seen, sort of my journey. I have seen yours. And I think today is as important for me as any other day that, we've interacted. And again, seeing these familiar faces of friends, of true well-wishers, of what I do, what my team does, and of this incredible company, makes me very, very emotional. So without further ado, I'd like the man who makes us better every day, who makes us rise for good, who is a true inspiration to all in Mahindra and beyond, Mr. Anand Mahindra. Could you please join us on the stage? I've got it. Thank you.
Minister Jayawardena, who is expected any moment, Ms. Butsoni, Richard, Andy, Hithan, and Diana. The town of Banbury has apparently many claims to fame. But for many of the locals here, what comes to mind probably right away is this childhood nursery rhyme, the English childhood nursery rhyme, which was about taking a ride to Banbury Cross to see a fine lady upon a white horse. Now, I'm told the cross has long gone, but I'm told the fine lady still sits atop her white horse right in the center of the town, albeit as a statue. Now, I find that appropriately symbolic for today. Because the lady enjoying her ride really sums up the joy of mobility, which is what we are all here to celebrate at the inauguration of the Mahindra Advanced Design Europe studio. And of course, we are going to show you our own silver steeds today, if you will. Now, motive power, as we all know, moved from the horse to steam, to internal combustion engines, to electric, but the emotional power of mobility is common to all of them. And it's clearly ironic that we are now seeing electric cars as the future, because most of you know that in the early 20th century, there were more electric cars on the road than gasoline cars. And again, ironically, it was a humble electric gadget that enabled the era of gasoline to come to pass, because it was the electric starter that made it a breeze to start gasoline engines. Now, I'm very proud to claim that at Mahindra, we saw the electric future as far back as 1999, when we created, as a kind of experimental project, a kind of sandbox project, we created a 9-seater, 3-wheeler electric, which we christened the Bijli, which in Hindi means electricity. It was actually used around the Taj Mahal a lot to protect the marble in the monument from the ravages of climate change. Now, it was a little ahead of its time, and so we really couldn't get it to scale. But the skills that project taught us have, in fact, allowed us to now take a 70% share in the electric 3-wheeler market in India. And then, of course, we acquired Reva, a company which, although with a minuscule volume, was in fact at that time making the most electric cars in the world. Again, ludicrously ahead of its time. But once again, with the technical skills learned from it, and from our Formula E racing team, and from our global R&D network, what I like to call a neural network, with nodes ranging from cities like Chennai, where we have the Mahindra Research Valley, to Shimane, Japan, where we have our subsidiary Mitsubishi Tractors, to Cambiano in Italy, to Detroit, and now, of course, to Banbury. Because of these learnings, I have every reason to believe that we can, in fact, lead in the 4-wheeler electric segment. Mahindra Advanced Design Europe will be the vanguard of our thrust into electric vehicles. Now, the insides of a car, what's under the hood, obviously interests the cognoscenti, people like you, car buffs. But what captures the heart of every consumer, what satisfies the eternal human hunger for beauty, is design. And as the legendary Bob Lutz from Detroit put it when he was heading Ford, he said, "I see us as being in the art business. Art, entertainment, and mobile sculpture, which coincidentally happens to provide transportation." Now, as this implies, the conventional dividing line between art and science, between the left and the right brain, between logic and intuition, that's blurring in every field. What that means is design is going to be the critical differentiator. And the UK, of course, is a globally recognized powerhouse in automotive design. And with its rich history of industrial, graphic, and automotive design, it's no wonder that some of the most iconic automotive products in the world through history have in fact been created in the UK. And our design center here is really established to leverage that advantage. Because the talent here, standing right here, is the best in the global auto industry. I say that without any exaggeration whatsoever. And what you will see today is an example of what they can produce. Victor Hugo, the French poet and novelist, once famously said that nothing is more powerful than an idea whose time has come. Well, the time has come for electric vehicles. It's a necessity, of course, from the point of view of battling climate change, but it is also a necessity for the Mahindra Group because it is the keystone of our public commitment to ESG and to sustainability. Deloitte forecasts that 1 in 3 cars sold in the next decade will be electric. The EU and UK have, in fact, committed that they're going to go all electric by 2030. Anish Shah, our CEO, recently in Davos, claimed that India's passenger vehicles will be 50% electric by the year 2030. Now, we entered the field of three-wheeler electrics, which I alluded to earlier, in 2017, when we recognized and acknowledged that the TCO, or the total cost of operations, the most critical metric in that market, was on the cusp of tipping in favor of electric three-wheelers. Today, with government support, rapid lowering of the cost of ownership, and increased consumer awareness of environmental issues, we believe that the time is ripe and right for us to enter the four-wheeler market with our range of battery electric vehicles. Learn today, lead tomorrow is a phrase I encountered on my way here. And come to think of it, that's precisely what we are here to showcase. I talked earlier about how our experiment with the Bijli vehicle helped us to dream, really, and taught us the skills that have led us to be leaders in the electric three-wheeler business. But for four-wheelers, our plan is to go even bigger, not just in India, but around the world. 2 of our electrics today are displayed here in this hall. That's the learn today. That's what they represent, the learn today aspect I spoke of. The electrics of tomorrow, you're going to see when you move to the Advanced Design Center. And those vehicles are the cornerstone of our global ambitions, the lead tomorrow aspect. Now, after you've checked all the vehicles on display, I'm going to have to leave it to you all to decide whether our global ambitions are feasible. BII already, I think, has made that decision with a commitment to invest up to $250 million in our electric vehicle venture. So I can think of no better way to conclude than with some extracts from one of my favorite poems, Song of the Open Road by Walt Whitman. And he wrote, "I think heroic deeds were all conceived in the open air. I think whatever I shall meet on the road, I shall like. I think whoever I see must be happy." Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining our open road. And I hope that whatever you see here today will make you very happy. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the very kind invitation to be here today. I'm thrilled to attend this inauguration of Mahindra's new Global Design Centre. And today's unveiling is particularly special, given that today, the 15th of August, marks 75 years of Indian independence. I'm told that the government of India is marking the occasion with a festival that aims to celebrate and commemorate the last 75 years of independence. And here, today, we are recognizing not only that, but the great and special partnership that continues to exist between Britain and India today. We join India, the world's largest democracy after all, in its great and grand celebrations. And we continue to work with India to foster a special friendship. 75 British-funded scholarships, for example, for Indian students to study in the United Kingdom, with the British Council's India-UK Together Season of Culture, bringing together the best of Indian and British artists. And I'm particularly proud, of course, as Trade Minister, that the United Kingdom remains one of the top destinations in Europe for Indian investors, from startups to scale-ups, all the way up to international conglomerates. And we are continuing to witness the deepening of the investment relationship between both countries, which is already supporting 400,000 jobs in each other's economies. I am confident and excited that the forthcoming UK-India FTA will act as a springboard to unlock a vast range of new opportunities for both of our countries, building on what is already an incredibly strong partnership. Through our 2030 roadmap, our governments have committed to a partnership that delivers for both countries and brings our people even closer together. As the British-Indian relationship continues to strengthen, it gives me great pleasure to see firsthand the increasing number of investments made by Indian companies into the United Kingdom, such as this latest investment by the Mahindra Group. The United Kingdom has a long heritage of excellence in automotive design as well as R&D, and we are delighted that Mahindra have chosen to locate their global design centre here in Banbury. The Mahindra Group has been present in the UK for more than 27 years, and their various businesses across the UK include Tech Mahindra, BSA Motorcycles, Mahindra Racing, all of which have become an integral part of Britain's automotive and tech landscape. And as Britain leads the way to achieving net zero emissions by 2050, it is commendable that the Mahindra Group is helping us along this journey by exhibiting high commitment towards sustainability and caring for the environment whilst doing great business. The United Kingdom's investment, in turn, of over £200 million through British International Investment, BII, into Mahindra and Mahindra, will help accelerate the availability and adoption of electric vehicles in India and other markets, demonstrating our commitment to action on the shared climate objectives that both India and the United Kingdom hold as important. Today's Born Electric vision and the Mahindra Advanced Design Europe is a further step towards unlocking a decarbonised and electric future. I'm really excited to see what lies ahead in Mahindra's R&D and how the company will build on its already ambitious electric vehicle plans. I congratulate Mahindra on this fantastic new site, as well as their progressive ambition on decarbonisation. And I wish you all a wonderful day of both business and celebration. Thank you very much.
Now we'll just ask Anand and the Minister to please unveil the plaque, which will go onto the building, by the way. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you. And we'll now go across and cut the ribbon.